Hello everyone, Cupid here, and I have a very special treat for you all. Today, I'll be doing a live reading of my very first fanfic story. Before we begin, this recording is going to be pretty much like a reaction video, and the amazing person behind this creation is none other than Lambert the Sheepy on Instagram or RobTheRedMage on Twitter. Links are in the description below, so please show them some love because they are a really talented person and deserve every bit of love and more. Now, I have been told there are some pretty spicy moments here, so I might have to make a two-parter. One here on YouTube and another on my subscribe star page. Without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so this is called Confidence over commitment. Sometimes this bed feels too soft for anyone to really enjoy sleeping in it. I woke up this morning more sore from sinking into the mattress all night than after some of my most dangerous battles as Cupid. Pressing the hands to my back, I let out a shaky yawn as I stretched. Today was already off to a rough start, I thought to myself. Getting up to face the mirror, I wasn't surprised to see my hair blown up in a mess of a serious bedhead. Damn. Before I could even reach my brush that sat on the desk, I heard my grandpa Ronald chiming for me to come out of my room for breakfast. Hurry up, Rosette. I let you sleep in long enough. If you don't get ready soon, you'll be late for class. Grandpa chastened me. Chastened me. In a minute, I shouted back with a flush of embarrassment. I didn't often sleep in, and how could I manage to do so with such a sore back? I rushed for an outfit to put on, a pair of jeans and a t-shirt decorated with pictures of golden retriever puppies. Aww, that's so cute. Truly, I looked plain enough to not draw attention. I hated attention. Sorry, I panicked as I rushed past Grandpa with a comb in my frizzled hair, who proceeded to chuckle at me as I turned the corner into the kitchen. Normally, I was the one to cook breakfast, but I assumed Grandpa had taken upon himself this morning to let me sleep in. Taking a few bites of my stacked pancakes left an odd taste in my mouth as I looked at the fluffy interior. It was slightly yellowed. A sure sign Grandpa put too many eggs in the batter. Of course, I wasn't going to complain. That would be just rude. I ate as much as I could while Grandpa sat at the table with me, sipping his straight black coffee. When I finished my pancakes, I chugged a glass of milk to wash down the eggy aftertaste and picked up my plate. I'll handle it, sweetheart. You get up to school before your teacher gets on your case again. Grandpa grabbed my dishes, setting them aside. I nodded, heading back into my room and proceeded to grab my bag and supplies. I glanced over at my desk again, thinking for a second before opening the drawer. In it was my mask. The one I used when I became the confident, badass Cupid, beating up evildoers and being the reason why my teachers would yell at me for being late to class so often. You never know when evil will strike, I said to myself as I grabbed the mask and placed it in my backpack. Once I had all my stuff, I grabbed my keys and took the car to school. The drive wasn't too long, and I had done it at least 100 times at this point since getting my driver's license. Oh, How lucky me. I have a driver's license in this. Okay. Once I made it to the school parking lot, I locked up my car, slid my keys into my bag, and dashed onto campus. 7:57. I was barely on time for my first class. My heart was racing as I traveled all the way across campus to reach my first class. I preferred to sit at the back away from everyone, where the teacher's voice was almost completely drowned out by the sheer distance from each end of the class. I didn't pay attention much outside of the subjects I cared about, specifically cooking class. Don't even ask about what I would do when the teacher called on me. 12 grades later, and my heart rate still spiked at the mention of Miss Rosette in class. Honestly, relatable. Thankfully, this corner of the room was surrounded by empty desks. No one there to bother me. My ears did twitch at the sound of the teacher clearing her throat. Today we have a new student class. His name is Duncan. He just transferred from our neighbouring school because it's overcrowded there and we had room to spare. Please give him a warm welcome. A teacher beamed at this new kid enter the room. Please introduce yourself to the class, Duncan. Hi. My name is Duncan Hensley. I'm 19 and I like to swim. He's 19 years old? How? Okay. He scratched the back of his head, unsure of what to really talk about. The class wasn't very impressed. In fact, it was deadly quiet. I would feel bad for him had I not started burying my face in my book when I swore he glanced at me for a second. Using as a shield, I doodled in my notebook instead. Yep. I didn't get a good look at his face before he sat down in an empty desk. Thankfully, not near me. But I could tell from where I was sitting, he really liked using conditioner in his silky black hair, but that wasn't important. Okay. Hello, Duncan. What adventures are we going to go on today? Class would continue like normal, and so would the next, and the next. The class I was especially not looking forward to was PE, as today we were swimming. I hate swimming, as the swimwear and water left me always feeling too exposed. Grandpa was a real hero today because the night before he had written me a note to get out of swim practice. Yes. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you. The coach was a real meathead and yelled at us a lot. But even he wouldn't risk a girl puking in the pool. So I was safe to wear my regular clothes and sit in the bleachers, writing in my notebook a story I had thought of about a ninja girl saving a prince. Oh, this is so cute. Hensley, get your ass out of the locker, boy, the coach bellowed. And sure enough, the new kid came out wearing a pair of tight swim briefs and nothing else. I looked up from my notebook and glanced over. Now that I had a better look at this guy, especially in what little he was wearing, I hate to admit, I started blushing at the sight of him. His hair was glistening in the sunlight, a strong jet black rays of sunlight bouncing off the tips of his hair. He had a decent build, very much a swimmer's body, with a bit of upper arm muscle strong legs and calves, and a toned flat stomach. Wow, this guy, Duncan. Okay. It's hard for anyone to see me blush due to my darker skin, but it was still my number one fear in this scenario. I quickly hid my face in my notebook to avoid any catastrophe like that. I spent a lot of that class sneaking peeks at him, praying he wouldn't catch my eyes as he surfaced from the water after diving into it again and again. His skin glistened with water and his swim briefs. Jeez, the way they started riding up his ass a bit was kind of cute. Okay. Okay. This was exactly the kind of attention I would scream in fear if I got. But here, I was checking this guy out. Should I talk to him? I thought. That would be akin to death in my mind. What if he ignored me? Would that be better or worse than hiding from him? All these questions raced through my head as I fumbled into my backpack for some sort of distraction. And there I saw my mask. The mask of Cupid. A daring, strong and smirky woman built to kick butt. Just looking at my mask filled me with a bit of confidence I exuded when wearing it. It was this confidence that seemed to force my will as I held my pencil, first with shaky hands, but very soon my grip was tight as I started writing a note in my notebook. You're cute. Meet me during second break under the stadium stands for a little fun. Love heart. I'll be the girl in the cute mask. Was I really going to do this? Yeah, am I really going to do this, Cupid? Maybe my hormones were just acting up today. Or maybe the sight of those tight swim briefs leaving nothing to the imagination had my legs a bit more shaky than I'm used to. Girl, get it together. No guy ever turned me on like him. Ha ha ha, okay, Duncan. Swim briefs and swimming. This is what it has come to. Okay. It was the strangest feeling. I assume he didn't have a locker assigned to him yet, as he left his backpack and clothes next to the boys' locker room, using my most casual, unassuming walk. Yeah, that's not sus whatsoever. I headed over to his stuff and slipped the note into his pants. Pants. Scurrying off back to the bleachers before anyone could see me. I spent the rest of the class glancing between his butts and his stuff. My heart racing for separate reasons. Oh no. Okay. Sure enough, when class ended, everyone started grabbing their backpacks. And also sure enough, the new guy had found the notes and was looking around for who may have written it. I had started sneaking off to go find a quiet place to don my mask, but I couldn't help but smirk at the sight of his obvious hard on reading the note. Oh my, his obvious hard on. This is already getting really spicy if it hasn't done so already. Anyway, continuing on. After PE, it was time for our second break. I figured I should choose to meet immediately for the sake of not chickening out or waiting all day on if he would show. Under the covers of the stadium stands, I placed my mask, and in a flash of light, the power of the mask transformed my outfit. Instead of my plain-looking clothes, my body was now wrapped in a skin-tight and soft fabric, in a beautiful purple tone with pink highlights. It covered my body like a one-piece swimsuit, and tall leggings that really showed off my hips, ass, and thighs. I love this transformation. I also sported a little pink cape and bunny ear headband. As Rosette, I wouldn't be caught dead in something like this. But as Cupid, I laughed at the sight of flustered baddies getting their teeth kicked in. With a little rub and a squeeze of my ass, to make sure the outfit was set right, I leaned against the wall at the sound of someone approaching. Wow. There's a lot of words for ass in this, I must say. Not that I mind, I love it. He peeked his head in a little hidden area when his eyes lit up at the sight of me in my tight crime fighting gear. I giggled at him, and I caught him with a wave of my finger. Come here, big boy. Oh, I can't even. Shit. Sorry. I giggled at him and caught him with a wave of my finger. Come here, big boy, I purred. Come here, big boy, I purred. And sure enough, the man approached me. He was a fair bit taller than me now that we were up close, and the closer I approached him, the more he seemed to loosen up at the sight of me. You're the sexy babe who sent me that note? No idea how I missed you in that costume you got on, he chuckled. It's not a costume, cutie. Oh, this outfit is for serious business only, I purred. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's do this again. It's not a costume, cutie. This outfit is for serious business only, I purred in his ear as I leaned in.